Hi, my name is Aaron Cote, and recently my girlfriend and I bought this house. It's an 1880s cottage, which means there's a lot of suspect things going on, like lead paint and asbestos. There's a lot of things we want to do, namely ripping up the floors and sanding down the original wide plank that was there, tearing down some of the weird ceilings going on, so there's some tiles in one of the rooms and a drop ceiling above me, and removing all of the paint off of the trim and the front of the house. So this means that there's a lot of things we need to do before we can actually do any work. The first thing is getting everything tested. So I found a lab that does asbestos and lead testing. So I have 6 little baggies here that we're gonna go find samples for and then mail those off and get the results. The first spot I'm gonna get a sample from is the trim. I'm assuming that the paint on all of this stuff is the same. It's all very old, it's all very caked on. So we're gonna grab some from down here because it looks like there's some flaking off, which should give us a pretty easy test. I think I can just flake a bit of this off. They ask for like a gram, I think is what they said, of samples. So I can just take some of these flakes off. Hopefully that's enough. I know lead paint typically flakes like this, so I'm gonna guess this will come back positive, but as long as I can hold myself back and not eat them, I should be okay. I should double check how much they want. I don't even know how much a gram or 10 grams, I forget what they ask for. I don't even know how much that really is, so I went and bought a scale, a very suspicious high precision scale for this. I don't know how deep I should go. There seems to be a lot of paint layers. I'm guessing I want to get like in here. Maybe I can just cut off a big piece of the thing. There we go. Hope they don't mind a lot of wood in the sample, because that's what they're gonna get. Let's double check how much they needed. I can't quite remember. There were a lot of different places I found to do this testing. Some of them did hazmat safe removal and disposal of all the stuff, and they do testing as well. I didn't think that was a good idea. It seemed like it was good to get 2 different places to do them so that they wouldn't, say, oh yeah, it's all, you gotta do everything, you better pay us to do everything. 2 to 10 grams of each material. Okay, let's see how much that is. I have all my bags here in my little scale. Trim paint. So I have this one, trim paint. 0.4 grams, so nowhere close. Let's keep doing this for a while. I think I'm gonna pick a more inconspicuous place to take this off instead of right in the middle of my wall. So let's go find a better place for this. Maybe we go, let's go here, so near the front door. We'll grab some from this wall. Some big chunks. I'm trying to get some different sizes for them. It's pretty good. This is maybe not paint, this might be caulking. Oh wow, that's a lot of layers. Okay, wasn't expecting that. You can see on here, I've cut down through quite a few layers. So this is this top surface, and then I got to this, which I thought maybe was MDF trim, but then there is the actual wood. So that's what I need to get all the way down to for the sample. There's so many layers on all this stuff that if you only get the top, you're not gonna really get a good test. This is a disgusting process. Just scrape out all this. Maybe I can get it as like a piece instead of little shavings. Oh, nice. That's probably more what they want, like a big flake like that. Yeah, measuring it in the bag, not quite working. It just falls off. Okay, so that's 2. I'm gonna do a little more. It's nice, sometimes it just comes off in these big pieces. I really didn't think that it would be this much of a sample they needed. Oh yeah, no, these are really good. Okay, done. One bag, 2.5 grams. Okay, where to next? That's the trim. So the trim sample will get us all. We are assuming it's the same paint, like all around here, down. We're assuming that all of this is the same. The next spot we're gonna check is in this office room. You can see the ceiling panels are these beautiful little, probably 12 or 14-inch square tiles. And I found that they're in here as well. This is much more accessible. I don't have a ladder. So these guys, I think I can just kind of cut a few pieces out. So let's try that now. I think what I can do is just cut out a little corner of one of these. Maybe one of them is small enough. Get rid of this. And then it looks like there's some little corner ones. These little corner guys. I think I'm just gonna take out like that piece maybe. I think that'll be good. Just take out the corner. Yeah. Ugh. I feel like this might just be like card paper or something. Yeah, I don't know. So what came out is just this little brown papery panel. So I think that these are gonna be not too big of a deal. What do we get? I think this is gonna be way too much. Oh no. 5.5 on that. So that is 5.5 on that one. So that's just gonna go straight into the whole piece. And now I have asbestos everywhere, if it's asbestos. All over my floor and my weigh scale. Maybe I won't use this for coffee or something. I think this is a construction only scale now. So that's another one done. Office ceiling panel. Office ceiling panel, done. So that's 2. Where to now? So I think now we will head over and do maybe the popcorn. I don't have a ladder and it's really high up. I'll figure something out for that and come back. In the meantime, what do I have remaining? We've got office ceiling panel done. Trim paint done. Window paint. That's the flaky bits from inside the original windows of the house. We have like the original old windows that are really hard to open and keep open, and then there's storm windows on the outside. So at some point we want to strip all the paint off of those original windows, which means if it's lead paint, if I had to guess, I'd say it is. It's very flaky and it looks like chips. So if I had to guess, that would be lead. So let's go find one of those to do. Yeah, so we're holding off on moving into the house for real until all of this stuff is done. We don't really want to deal with moving furniture around and all that every time we want to take up the floors or anything that's really messy. So we're holding off on moving in fully until we have the ceilings de-popcorned and the drop ceilings taken out. That's step 1. And then removing any of the walls that we want to. The house is brick, so we might want to take out some of the lath and plaster walls to expose some of the brick underneath. And then after that is the floors, which is tearing them up, sanding down the original floors, and clear coating them. So all 3 of those need to be done before we move in, for real. So we don't have to keep moving furniture around and tarping things off and all that. So once those things are done, everything else like the trim removal and everything is pretty easy. It's not a big mess. So we're saving that until after we're moved in. So I'm gonna find some window to do. So what we're gonna do here is cut out in here, this paint from this exterior window. We're assuming that a lot of this is lead, again, because it's flaky. and it's really old. It's a different color than the trim paint, so we'll assume that it was done at a different time. There's a lot of like flaky business in here, like all the way around here and up into this part of the window. You can see it's all very flaky. I think we're gonna try and get some of that off. So maybe I can cut it off here. I think this is a pretty decent spot to start. They're all really small pieces, so I don't think this is gonna be a very fun one. Might take quite some time to get it all out. It's a really awkward spot too, wedged in the corner like this. This is the not fun part of doing any kind of renovations like this. You'd hate to start and then find out partway through that you've been sanding and aerosolizing a bunch of lead paint and things like that. So I think it's important. This sucks and it's expensive. This is not a cheap process to go through. The testing is like $40 a sample, and I think we have 6 that we're sending off. So it's not a fun or cheap process. I mean, I think, see, a lot of it's like this. You know, there's chunks like this that have like wood and paint. I don't know what the labs are gonna say. I don't know how happy the lab will be if I send them a bunch of like painted chunks of wood. They don't give that much info on their website. It's a lot of just like, hey, send us 2 to 10 grams of something and label it, and then we'll let you know. I'm not quite sure what they'll want. Maybe I can do what I did with the trim, where I cut out a big piece like this. No, it doesn't work at all. It's like right on the wood. I can't really think of a better way to do this. I guess just go like this and grab it after. Yeah, okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. Some big pieces. Lots of wood though. I hope they're okay with that. I'd hate to send this off and then them contact me and be like, hey, you sent us a bunch of idiot trash and we can't do anything with it. So I'm trying to avoid spending a bunch of money that ends up just being completely wasted. I wonder if they would just not charge me though. If it came back and they said like, hey, we couldn't, this was unusable. Do better next time. I guess that would be preferred. It looks like in the sill here is a lot more successful. This is sort of where I'm at with the windowsill. So I think going down here is a lot more successful. I'm able to just sort of run a knife into this and it flakes off pretty good. So I think I should definitely be able to get more than enough. Yeah, a lot of it seems to be coming off in these fairly big flakes, which is nice. Let's check in. Tear that. Have this baggie on. 5 grams. So, window paint. That's 1 more done. We're at 3 of our bags now. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 done and 3 more to go. Living room drop ceiling. Living room popcorn. Not quite sure how I'm gonna get those. They're really high up, and again, I don't have a ladder. So I think for now I'm gonna pause until I can find some way to get to the ceiling. It's pretty high up, so. And I also wanna find a way to get maybe the rear side of the drop ceiling to see if there's anything covering it that would also be needing to be tested. So I think the move for the living room drop ceiling is gonna be climbing up into the windowsill and then snagging it off this corner here and just scraping it down into the bag. So let's try that. I wish I had a ladder. It's so high up. Okay, let's try this. This should be fine. I tried this before. Just climb up. And then we should be able, lean on this. We should be able to just scrape some into the bag. It's very awkward. Maybe I'll try to cut a square off. Ooh. Didn't want to do that. So on today's episode of Don't Do That Home Inspections, it's any of this, I think is what he would say. Just what this guy's doing and avoid that. Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling this is made of the same stuff. It's not little squares, but I think it's made of the same stuff as what's in the other room. Those panels, because it just feels like I'm cutting into like cardboard. And it has this very papery color to it. Oh, what an odd, it's very strange. Let's see if I can get more pieces like that out. And same thing, like it's coming off kind of with the paper. So we'll see how the lab feels about that. I think it doesn't really matter. Like if I had to guess, I would say that, oh fuck, everything fell out of my bag. If I had to guess, I would say that they'll test the whole thing, however they test it. Imagine they grind it up and throw it into a big science machine and it blinks red if it's asbestos and lead, and it's green if it's not. I would assume they throw it all in, and then if it has it, that's it. It doesn't matter, right? Like if it's in the paint or the panel, who really cares, right? Like it's still up here and you're still gonna disturb it and whatnot if you sand it or take the whole panel down. Like it doesn't matter. You're still, oh yeah, you still have it in the ceiling. That's all that really matters. Yeah, there's no planet where this is asbestos. So I guess this is mostly a lead test at this point. This is just like paper. Perfect. Big pieces. So what we got from that little adventure is these big pieces. So what we've got here is like, this is the surface. This is like the surface of the ceiling. This is kind of like, it's not even popcorn. It's just like shitty, drippy. It's like they threw paint at the ceiling and let it drip and dry. And the back is this sort of beige, papery. It is quite fibrous though. So I think it's worth getting this all tested just in case. Great, now I've got a big, nice bald patch on my ceiling, whatever. My trim has it and my windows do too. So now they all match. That's probably good for the ceiling panel one. Let's get the scale again. So the tear's like 2 grams. So 5, that's fine. I think that's good enough for the scientists over there and at the lab to test and let me know if I'm gonna die from my renovations or not. So that's 4 of them now. I think I'm gonna skip the popcorn in the other rooms and just use this as a sample for that. Yeah, maybe I'll cut a whole piece out for the asbestos test. So if I cut a whole piece out here, I think they'll be able to tell me what the ceiling is actually made of. They might also just tell me like, hey man, it's drywall. Why did you waste our time? I don't have a drywall knife, so sue me for my choice of tool here. So if that is asbestos, I just did the one thing you're not supposed to do, so I'm not a professional. So I think what I'll do here is just switch my bags around. Drop ceiling bag, popcorn bag. So we're just gonna switch these around. There. Living room popcorn, living room drop ceiling, done. The only one left is exterior paint, so I think I'll pause and go do that. I'm not filming the whole front of my house right when I move in. Probably not the best idea. And so my neighbors don't think I'm a psychopath for walking around and just talking to myself while I scrape the front of my house with a knife into a tiny little bag and weigh it on a drug scale. So I'm gonna do that. I'll be back. Okay, so quick update. I think I got tests for pretty much everything in the house that we're looking at. There's 6 total. So here we have our office ceiling, the trim paint, the window paint, living room popcorn, living room drop ceiling, a little square, and the exterior front paint. So that's for the brick on the outside of the house. All in all, I think this was a pretty successful first day of real work on the house. This should take about, the normal fee is like 10 days to get the test back. which is too long. So there's an extra pretty small fee for getting it down to like 4 business days. So I'm hoping by next Monday, this is a Tuesday, I think by next Monday I should have them back, and then we'll go through the results and see what we can and can't do based on all that. So until then, thanks for joining. I'll see you then.